For 3 nights in a row, Tessa had been woken by the same sound. A soft scratch, scratch, scratch beneath her bed. Not loud, just steady, like tiny claws dragging against wood. The first night, she blamed her cat, Pumpkin. He was old, orange, lazy, the kind who usually snored louder than a human, but when she leaned over the edge of the bed and called his name, she saw him sleeping peacefully on her pillow. His tail flicked once, annoyed. So what was making that noise? She turned on the light. Nothing. The scratching stopped. The silence that followed was thicker than darkness itself. The second night, it came again. 12:07 a.m. on the dot. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Then a pause. Then thump, like something heavy shifting its weight just beneath her mattress. This time, she didn't check. She just lay there, eyes open, holding her breath, waiting for morning. Pumpkin stared at the underside of the bed all night, ears twitching. By the third night, she was terrified to sleep. She set her phone to record, pointing it toward the floor. At 12:06, she heard the sound again, faint, deliberate. Her heart pounded as she reached over and turned on the flashlight app. The beam flickered across the floorboards. The scratching stopped. Something, she couldn't see what, exhaled, slow, wet. Then Pumpkin hissed. He arched his back, staring at the bed, fur puffed out, tail rigid. Tessa froze. And from beneath her bed came a sound that made her skin crawl, a purr. But not Pumpkin's. This one was deeper, wrong, like a growl trying to pretend to be friendly. She reached for her phone, trembling, and peeked over the edge. Two yellow eyes stared back at her from the darkness. Pumpkin, she whispered, voice cracking. Her cat was still on the dresser now, staring in the same direction, growling low. The thing under the bed blinked, once, twice, then smiled. She fell backward, hit the wall, dropped her phone. The flashlight went out. The purring grew louder, vibrating through the mattress. Then came the creak, slow pressure from beneath her, like something pushing upward. The mattress lifted half an inch, then dropped. The smell of wet fur and iron filled the air. When she finally turned the light back on, everything was still. No eyes, no sound. Pumpkin was gone. She didn't sleep the rest of the night. At dawn, she checked under the bed. There was nothing there but long, deep claw marks on the wooden floorboards, and something wet, sticky, red. She called for Pumpkin all day, searching the apartment. He never came back. By evening, she convinced herself he'd escaped through a cracked window. She even left food out. The bowl was empty in the morning. But the floor beneath the bowl was smeared with bloody paw prints, smaller than Pumpkin's. That night, she moved into the living room. She couldn't stand being in the bedroom. But at exactly 12:07, she heard it again. Scratch, scratch, scratch. This time, coming from inside the couch. Her breath caught. Slowly, she backed toward the front door, hand shaking as she reached for the handle. Then she heard the meow. It was Pumpkin's voice, but not right. To slow, to human, ma, whoa. The cushions rippled. Something was moving beneath them. She bolted out the door, running down the hallway barefoot. Behind her, she heard a thud, then the patter of soft paws on hardwood. Faster, faster. When she reached the stairwell, she dared to look back. At the end of the hall, in the glow of the exit light, sat a small orange cat. Head tilted, grinning wide with too many teeth. He lifted one paw and waved. The next morning, the neighbors complained about noises from Tessa's apartment. The police forced the door open. The lights were off. The couch was shredded from the inside out. And in the middle of the room, a phone lay recording, still going at 12:07 a.m. The footage showed a single moment before it cut to static, a pair of glowing yellow eyes beneath the bed, and the sound of something softly whispering, purring, "Come play, Tessa."